earlier class, as you remember, in earlier class, as you remember, we seen the micro marking system, which helps us to give marks as per the difficulty of the asana. So, difficulty judge in traditional yogasana, we have 5 members. And artistic judge. Artistic judge is specially there for the artistic events with artistic single, artistic pair, rhythmic pair, and group event. For these events, artistic judge will be there. However, in traditional yogasana, there is no involvement of any artistic movements or steps. There is no artistic judge. Time judge. Time judge particularly keeps the time of the performance. When it comes to traditional event, the time judge will be calculating the holding time. Okay, evaluator. Evaluator is a judge who evaluates whether the sequence is coming in a proper sequence or not. If the sequence changes, this is the particular judge going to see if the athlete is performing as per this sheet, as per the sequence which he or she given, and whether the person is doing not the asana which is not given in these 10 asanas when it comes to artistic event, when it comes to traditional, as per the level, quarterfinal or semi-final or final level, evaluator checks how many asanas is skipped or sequence changed. This is the main work of this evaluator judge. And scorer come announcer. So if the competition is state level or national level, the all the things is computerized properly, so that as per the uh, computer system generates all the calculations, the scorer simply fixed to the announcing part. So we are going to discuss roles of each and every judge in a short hour in a while. Now stage manager manages the stage. Now, if you see, we discussed only about traditional yogasana event. When it comes to artistic single event, yeah. So the chief judge will be one person, and difficulty judges will be 4 people only. If you see in traditional yogasana, we have 5. In artistic yoga single, we have 4. We'll discuss why. And if you see artistic judge, we have 2 judges. If you see in traditional yogasana, there is 0 because there is no tradition any artistic steps involved. In artistic single, we have 2 artistic judges. We'll see the location of these judges, and we'll discuss why 2 judges. And evaluated the time judges, 2 time judges. One judge will be taking time of the each and every asana holding time, and another time judge will be checking total time calculation, because we are going to have a total marks based on the time calculation of the whole performance. So the 2 judges will be time judges will be keeping total time as well as individual time of the each and every asana in artistic single or artistic pair or rhythmic pair events. So if you see evaluator, there is only one evaluator because there is only one participant, one scorer, one strain manager. Now let's try to have a comparison. Here, artistic pair, what is the difference between artistic single and artistic pair? The chief judge will be only one person as usual. The difficulty judges will be 4 as usual from artistic yoga single. The artistic judges will be 2 because there are 2 artistic judges and 2 players in pair event. So they are going to give marks to this 2 player at a time. And time judges, there will be 2 time judges. One time judge will be working with one participant. Another time judge will be working on another participant. These participants is recognized by the rubber band, some color band, red and green color bands, which we are going to give to the athletes before performance, so that the scorers and the other judges can identify them, so that they can give the marks to that particular athlete. Okay, and evaluators will be two people because there are two pairs and two people, so marks will be given separately to each and every one of them, and the sequence of asanas may be changed by them. So that's the reason there are two evaluators, one scorer and one stage manager. So there is a quite change in artistic, in rhythmic pair. If you see, the major change in rhythmic pair will be evaluator. In artistic pair, we have two evaluators. When it comes to rhythmic pair, only one evaluator. Why? Because because here in rhythmic pair, the athlete will be demonstrating the same asana, same direction, so that, let's say, Vrukshasana, this particular athlete is doing, and another athlete also doing the same asana in same direction. So this is considered as one single unit. So that's why, in order to guess that particular sequence, the evaluators is only one person. Now, the scorer and stage manager is same. Now, let's see artistic group event. In group event, if we see, the major change is at evaluator. Remainings are same as per the rhythmic pair event or artistic pair event. Why? Because in group event, there is involvement of artistic movements, there is involvement of formations, there is involvement of some group pyramid structures. So based on these things, evaluator role is very important. Now let's try to understand the roles and responsibilities of these judges in brief. Okay, so the first one is chief judge. Let's go with the chief judge. Chief judge is the person who leads the panel. So this particular panel is led by the chief judge. Just a moment. If you see the judge panel, this is arena. Chief judge will be in the middle. Okay. And difficulty judges will be here D1, D2, D3, and D4. Artistic judge 1, artistic judge 2. Okay. So this is for just a brief understanding. If it is a traditional yogasana event, we will be not be having artistic judge because there is no artistic movements involved. There is a one more difficulty judge called D5. Now, chief judge for all the events will be placed in the center of the judge panel and middle of judge panel and supervising the entire judge panel. Now, so all the judges official on the panel are bound to obey the orders given by the chief judge. So chief judge is the head of that particular judge panel, and all the judges, whoever, the difficulty judges, the time judges, stage manager, whoever in that particular panel, supposed to bound by the instructions and orders given by the chief judge. And chief judge also supervises the judges panel if there is any disciplinary sanctions. So chief judge decision considered as final. In case if any of these decisions taken by chief judge is having serious errors, those judges those judgments can be immediately rectified after the competition. Now, when it comes to traditional Yogasana event or any other event, chief judge role is to monitoring role. He is not going to give any marks. As we had a brief overview here, whoever artistic judge, difficulty judge, everyone is giving marks. Someone is calculating the time judges. However, the chief judge is not going to give marks. Only he bound to supervise the panel and follow the roles and responsibilities of a chief judge. Now, chief judge is a person responsible to guide the judges of his or her panel. So this particular chief judge decision will be final with respect to this particular judge panel. So all the judges are expected to follow the chief judge instructions in that particular panel, and this particular chief judge is expected to follow the directions of the competition director. Who is competition director? In order to understand in a simple manner, competition director is the person who nominated by the technical committee of the Yogasana Bharat in order to be a technical director for that particular competition. Let's say for an example, there is a particular state, let's say Jammu and Kashmir, state level competitions are there. This particular technical committee from the Yogasana Bharat appoints this particular competition director for that particular event. I mean that particular competition. Once that particular competition completed, then that particular person who nominated as a competition director, he is no more having the uh, that particular rights as a competition director for other particular competitions. So hence, this chief judge supposed to follow the instructions and guidelines from the competition director, and competition director bound to follow the instructions given by the technical committee of the Yogasana Bharat. Now, to simplify, so judges follow chief judge follow the competition director follow the technical committee instructions and advices. This is to give a brief overview about it. Now, so the chief judge expected to sit in the chair throughout the competition when the competition is in progress, and also observe the range of marks. Let's say, for example, difficulty judges giving marks in traditional event. There are 5 difficulty judges, D1 to D5. These judges giving marks. Let's say particular marks is varying with a huge number. Then this particular chief judge need to observe the range of marks and immediately take the corrective action. The chief judge may allow to stop and restart the performance in case of a technical defect without any penalty. Let's say, for example, there is a technical defect in sound system while adjusting the sound or loose connection, something like so. The chief judge may allow the participant to do demonstration or performance again from the beginning. The chief judge also expected to intervene if the difficulty judge is unable to understand the difficulty level of asana as per the chart. Let's say, for example, in leg balancing asanas, there is an asana called Vatayana. Okay, that Vatayana is which is in optional asana, is actually in the air. Let me briefly try to find this chart. So Niralamba Vatayana. If you see this particular asana, the leg is placed on the floor. However, the knee area is placed at the joint, backside of the ankle. So when the particular asana is demonstrated as an optional asana, if the difficulty judge fails to understand this asana supposed to be done in the air, not keeping the knee on the floor, keeping the knee on the ankle joint. So assuming that this asana is the right one when knee is placed on the floor and giving the marks, even though the particular athlete is demonstrating by keeping the knee on the floor, then that particular chief judge may intervene and correct that particular thing. So we can see the judge panel here. This is the artistic event judge panel. CJ refers to chief judge. Here you can see D1, D2, D3 and D4. 4 difficulty judges in artistic events. And A1 and A2, artistic judges who give marks for the speech, steps, everything. Stage manager, T1 on the one side, T2 on the another side. T1 is a time judge 1, T2 is a time judge 2. E1 is evaluator 1, E2 is evaluator 2. Scorer or announcer. Okay. So if you see the judge panel of traditional event, it is a little bit different. There is no artistic judges at the corner. And there is one more additional judge called D5. Okay. So this is in our code of points book. We can just review as and when it's required. Okay. Now, yeah. So the chief judge is expected to intervene if the D judge is unable to understand the difficulty level of the asana as per the chart. So he can intervene and guide accordingly so that there is no mistakes or errors happens during the judgment. Now, so the chief judge has to keep watch on announcement and display of the final score. While announcing, the announcer, if the announcer announces incorrectly, there is a huge loss to that particular athlete or maybe other athletes. So chief judge need to have a keen observation on the announcement especially and display of the final scores. So what is the display of final score? We have to understand it in a little bit better way. Let's say for example, as we understood, there is a judge panel, there is a chief judge, there are difficulty judges 1, 2 and 3, 4 and artistic judges 2 people. So these people and time judges also, time 1, time 2 judges, let's say, all these people giving marks. Okay. This is, let's say for example, marks given by difficulty judge 1, 2, 3, 4 and artistic judge 1, 2 and time judge 1, 2. All the marks come together is the marks of that particular athlete. Now, when it comes, the athlete marks need to be compiled because D1 marks is somewhere, D2, D3, if it is a computerized, all these marks need to be consolidated so that this consolidated marks will be displayed. These particular score we can call the master sheet, master score sheet. Okay, this master score sheet is nothing but a final score of this particular athlete. Let's say for example, one asana is demonstrated by the athlete that particular asana marks will be time and other time judge marks, artistic judge marks. Let's say it's a artistic event, time judge marks, artistic marks, and difficult judge marks given. And the moment when they enter, the marks displays on the display board. He need to observe whether the marks is being properly entering or not. It doesn't mean go and look into the score sheets of the other judges. It means there is any huge difference. It is not matching with the performance given by the athlete. Need to observe all these things. And in case of inquiry, from asked by the uh, director of that particular championship or technical committee, the chief judge is expected to look into that particular inquiry immediately, because inquiry raised by them is very important, because they always expected to have a smooth running of the competitions, unless otherwise there is very important, unless otherwise it is urgent, they don't intervene all these things. So when they inquire, we have to immediately respond to them. Now we just seen this chief judge. So let's overview chief judge. The chief judge is traditional yoga from only one person, artistic yoga one person, pair, all the events only one person. Hope it's clear. Now let's jump into difficulty judge. In difficulty judge, in a traditional event, we have 5 difficulty judges. In all other remaining 4 events, we have 4, and 4 difficulty judges. Let's see the work being done by the difficulty judge. So difficulty judge gives marks based on the yoga asanas. He only sees the asana, whatever, whether it is a traditional yogasana event, whether it is artistic events, any of 4 artistic events, he only looks on the asana and it's a perfection based on the difficulty level charts given to us, and gives the marks as per the micro marking system given in code of points. So his work is to see the difficulty level and give the marks as per the micro marking system. That's it. If he is being a part of the judge panel in artistic event, here he is not going to intervene with the artistic judge marks. Artistic judge marks will be different from the difficulty judge. So this we have to understand. And artistic judge. Let's see how many artistic judges we have. In traditional yogasana event, we have no artistic judge, because traditional yogasana doesn't involve any artistic events, steps, rhythm, so on. In remaining 4 events, we'll be having 2 artistic judges in each particular event. As you remember, the artistic judges are at the corners to the side of the judge panel. Now, let's see the roles and responsibilities of the artistic judge. Artistic judges are experts of artistry, which includes dance steps, costume, theme, character, expression, rhythm, music, makeup, etc. Artistic judges have the knowledge about all these things based on the particular athlete's performance. Dance steps, the expression, theme, character, rhythm, and the steps. Based on all these things, artistic is going to give marks to these artistic events. What are those artistic events? Artistic yoga solo, artistic pair, rhythmic pair, and group. These four particular events, artistic judge is going to give marks for dance steps, theme, costume, expression, rhythm, music, and makeup. He is not going to intervene with the judging of marks of difficulty judge or any other judge. We have to understand that there are different judges. They have their own roles and responsibilities. They do their work. They do not interfere any other's work. Here, only one person can interfere in all other works is the chief judge, because his role is to ensure that the competition happens smoothly and no one affected through the marking system. Now we come to the difficulty judge completed, artist judge completed. Now come to time judge. When it comes to time judge, in traditional event, we are going to have only one time judge because there is only one person is demonstrating the asana at a time. And when it comes to artistic events, we are going to have four particular events. In four particular events, we are going to have two time judges. You may have the question in traditional artistic yoga single, there are two judges. In artistic pair, only two judges. Okay. Single person, two people. Okay. Then rhythmic pair, two people. Group event also two people. How? The answer is simple. So in traditional yogas and artistic yoga solo, the artistic judge is going to give artistic marks. This time judge will be handling two particular marks as we discussed earlier, individual marks as well as total marks. In artistic pair event, that particular thing done by only one person for one athlete. Let's say for example, here artistic pair event, one person calculates the individual asana timings as well as the total time of that particular participant. They keep two of the stopwatches. With one watch, they start the begin at the beginning of the event of that particular artistic event, and they also end with that particular stopwatch at the end. Now, when it comes to individual event, each and every asana being calculated, the time holding of the asana with another hand with another stopwatch. So this is how one particular time judge will be handling two stopwatches at a time in artistic event, artistic pair event, as well as rhythmic pair event. Group event, when you know about the group event, so you will understand the time judge role. So this will understand there. Now, evaluator in traditional yogasana only one evaluator, artistic yogasana one evaluator because only one people participating. In artistic pair, two evaluator. We remember that in rhythmic pair only one evaluator because there is only one particular uh, asana demonstrated by two athletes. That's why only one evaluator, and artistic group event two evaluator. Now, when it comes to announcer and scorer, only one person in all events. Stage manager also only one person in all events. Now, let's see the work of the evaluator, followed by scorer, followed by stage manager. Yeah. So the time judge main role is to keep keen watch and record the timings of the asana holding time by the athlete and total time of the performance, individual asana holding time as well as total timing of the asana in artistic events and rhythmic events. Time judge use stopwatch to count the time. Time judge should know the final postures of the yogasanas. This is very important. Let's say for example, if the time judge don't know the final posture of the asana, instead of starting the time at the final posture, he may start the time in the middle of the asana, or sometimes maybe in the beginning of the asana. So it leads to, you know, it gives a lots of impact on other people so that they affected from that particular marks. So it is very important. The particular time judge must have the knowledge of the final postures of that particular yogasanas. Now, evaluator. What is meant by evaluation? Checking. So the evaluator in the beginning, before starting of the competition, we check the list of asanas being demonstrating by a particular athlete in a sequential manner, and this particular evaluator role is to see whether they are doing their asana as per the sequence. Let's say in artistic yoga solo event, let's say traditional yogasana event, it's a final two compulsory asanas and remaining five optional asanas. If that particular evaluator need to check the sequence, let's say for example, optional asana, instead of sequence number 3, the fourth one he demonstrated in the place of 3. So the moment when he realizes, he gives the deduction of 2 marks. If it happens the second time, 2 more marks deduction. If it happens the third time, 2 more marks deduction. If it repeats again, then it leads to disqualification. So this evaluator role is very, very, very important. Let's say, for example, in the competition, the first position, second, and third position, there will be no huge difference between one athlete to another athlete. Let's say, for example, on a scale, if the first person is having 90.178, the second position may be having 90.110, and the third person may have 89.99. That much very close marks, competition will be there. What does it mean? If you miss the sequence, the evaluator immediately less 2 marks. What will happen to the first place position person? Not even there in the competition list, because if you less the 2 marks, it comes 88 marks. In 89 and below also, there might be some decimal places who there in that particular competition. So this is very, very important to follow the sequence. The athlete need to remember the sequence and demonstrate as per the sequence. Otherwise, evaluator will catch you. Right? Stage manager. Stage manager is the person is responsible to keep the stage ready for the performance. Check the sound system, stationary equipment, whatever necessary for the championship. And he can also need to coordinate with the athletes and judges. So there should be no much time gap between two performances. So he need to manage that particular stage. And he also need look after the needs of the judges and athletes. So this is important. And stage manager must carry the list of players. So he can smoothly operate that particular stage. Okay. So stage manager also allow the athletes to come onto stage only when judges are ready. So we also need to check the performer chest whether it is correct or not. So this is very important. So the stage manager and announcer work is somewhat side to side in nature. Now let's see the scorer come announcer responsibilities. This scorer scores the marks in the software nowadays. If there is no such internet connectivity or some such sophisticated technology in that particular place, he is the person who um, takes care of the calculations. Okay, so and giving the ranking in the score in the final score sheet. So if it is a software, all the scores and calculations being done, the system itself and it is also very much helpful so that we can also overcome the human errors. Sometimes it happens, people take advantage of calculations and misuse that particular a particular opportunity in order to make other person profitable from the scoring. So if it is a software scoring system, so we can overcome such a you know um, such things now. So his main work is to see whether the calculations are done properly or not, and so he need to check the chest numbers during the performance. He also need to watch the master sheet. If you remember, chief judge also observing the scores properly. Okay, so if there is any delay in the marks given by any judge, so he need to observe, because unless otherwise all judges enters the marks, score doesn't display on the screen. Scorers shall keep a watch on entries done by the judges in a proper columns. Let's say what happens if the marks is marked on the another column, so the particular athlete may get advantage or may get disadvantage. Not only to him, it also affects other athletes. So it is very much important to see whether this marks is marked on proper columns or not. So also need to check the update display properly. Also need to maintain attendance sheet of the athletes. So after the competition done, immediately he need to take care and take the score sheet and print it and take a signatures of the all the judges. Not all the judges, the chief judge. All the judges before submitting it to the chief judge. So announcer also announces the true chest numbers. He never calls with name. Let's say there is a chest number of a particular athlete. He need to call with that particular chest number only. Should not spell the name outside. This is to overcome the drawbacks. Okay. So when a name heard, or we can easily relate sometimes which place he belongs or which community, and we can also come to an understanding of the level of you know level of what's up level of mastery over the subject if we hear the name of the athletes. So it leads to misguide the judges or other people, so that it affects the competition. That's why we must call with the chest number, not with the names. He can also announce the next person's chest number so that other person is ready for the for that particular performance. Announcer must not give mic to any other person. This is very very important. What happens in general, people have a curiosity to speak in mics. Okay, when the particular people, their friends or some other relatives, someone like come and visit the place, sometimes they take the mic. Sometimes this particular judges, this particular announcer may give the mic. This is not at all permitted. Okay, so it can be done if chief judge is permitted. When chief judge permits, if the person is the person who can able to do announcement such things and he is authorized person, then the chief judge may allow or permit the other person also use the mic. Otherwise the announcer must not give mic to any other person. Okay, So let's say, for example, it's afternoon or it's food time. So he can announce the break of the lunch or tea break, any kind of breaks, with the permission of the chief judge. So if announcement is happening and before, if the demonstration is happening to the athlete, to the audience or the judges, if something is, obstructing, some people or cameraman or anyone is obstructing the, judging, so he can immediately take necessary action so that the competition will be smooth in manner. Yes. So that's what for the day. Now the class is for open for question and answers. After that, as per the time, we go for the practical session. Yes, please come with a question. You may raise your hand, physical hand, so we can unmute you. You can also raise. Bhartiji, you have question? Yeah, your voice is, yeah, just a moment. You can unmute now. You can unmute now. Bharti ma'am, you can unmute now. Yeah. Yeah, you have question?
Where are we going to have this competition? I have not understood.
Yeah.
Where are we going to have this competition?
Yeah.
Which
So
place?
yeah. The competition place is decided by the director of that particular competition. So as we remember, the director of the competition is the person who is going to take care of the particular competition place and all this, which is more convenient, which place is more convenient to the athletes, to the coaches. That particular place he may choose, and there it happens the competition. So if you people are most of you people new to this competition stream, so where you can see, will bring some videos so that you can see how judge panel will be, how the arena will be, how the athlete demonstrates all these things. I will share and hopefully in next session so that you can understand in a much better way. Even I had prepared a small PowerPoint presentation so that you can understand in a much better way. Hope your question answers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Eleanor from Zambia. Yeah, you can unmute. Eleanor from Zambia. Yeah, you can unmute you. Suzakarji, can you please help Eleanor from Zambia so they can question? Okay. Any other questions from any of our friends? No more questions. I ask the Dr. Jaidam Takkarji and Sudhakarji and Swatiji. So based on the time and other things, is that okay to continue with the practical session, or we end the session with that? Since the time is already We crossed 10, 12, 13 minutes. We crossed the scheduled time.
I think we should end the session,
Yeah.
but other people can give a thumb up so we know whether we should or we should not continue. Because some people would like to do some exercises. So maybe if we get 5 thumb up for exercise, we do. If we don't, then we can stop here.
Yeah. That's a nice thing. Okay. One person, two, three. Okay, get ready for the practical session. Just give me a couple of moments. I'll get back with a simple practices. Just a moment. So I request to spotlight my another camera. I'm going to stop this one. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Sorry. Yeah. Let's get started. Please stand up. Hope you can see me. Yeah. Samastiti, the initial position. Let's interlock our hands in front of the heart center. Inhale, raise your hands up, stretch it up. Try to balance on your toes. Exhale, slowly down. You may keep your legs apart if you want. Inhale again, stretch it up. Exhale, come down. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Rise on your toes. Observe the movement of the child. Exhale down. Release your hands. Keep your leg a little bit far away. Let's do some mobility movements. Move to the side, do some twisting. Let's prepare our trunk. Now, let's move our hands. Flick your hands frontally for 5 times. Okay. Let's do the flicking with the leg. Flick like this. Change. For today, I'm going to keep the things so simple. However, you really like it, we'll be practicing 2 leg balancing practices. One of them, which is more familiar to most of the practitioners, Vrukshasana. Let me demonstrate. This is how we practice Vrukshasana. Okay, let's join together. Sthiti, fold your leg. You may fold your right leg. Place on the left thigh by keeping your heel near to perineum. Find balance. In order to get balance, you may focus on a constant point. Inhale, slowly raise your hands up. Join palms together and try to stay in the position. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release your hands first, then release your leg, and release your legs. Rest your legs for a while. For a few seconds, you may observe your legs. Now let's practice another side. Sthiti, hold your left leg, place your left heel near to the perineum as we did earlier. Inhale, raise your hands up. Stay in the position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and slowly release. Now, we learn one asana. I'll demonstrate one asana named Hastankalasana. So it looks like this. Don't do, just for demonstration purpose, just observe. You may feel this asana is quite different and a little bit difficult. And if you are ready, I make all of you to do this particular asana. Hopefully, in one attempt, if not in two attempts, that's it. You learn it. You ready? Let's do it. Let's do with simple preparations. Please stand up. Please stand up and observe. We have to hold our knee with the hand. So we need to fold the hand like this at the wrist. Entire palm we have to use to hold the knee. So you may see like this from this side. You see that? I'm not holding with my fingers. I'm just bending my wrist and holding the entire knee. This is leg holding position. Let's practice leg holding position with one leg with single hand. Hopefully, we all practice in a six harmony. All of you practice with the right leg. Hold your leg. Catch your knee with your entire palm like this. Another leg. Try to balance. Got it? Release. Done. Step 1 done. Step 2. We need to raise another hand up like this. For that, we are going to use the chin mudra, join thumb and tip of the thumb and forefinger together. You may slightly spread your fingers like this. This we call chin mudra variation. What I am going to do, I am going to repeat the leg position, holding the leg tightly and rising another like this. Try to do for a few seconds. Fantastic release. Superb. You're almost 60 to 70% is almost done. The next step is you need to bend backward. Okay. So we have to understand that we have to balance the center of gravity, center of mass, so that we can balance the asana. Because when we do back bending, we may fall backward. For that, what we need to do, we need to slightly push our knee towards the floor. See, pushing like this. However, we are holding the leg with the hand. However, applying the force towards the floor. Then you will be tightly holding the leg. Now, what you do, try to look up and slightly bend back for a few seconds. Let's say 1 second you try to stay. Again come back. Like this. You do like a exercise. No problem. You release. Again catch. Hold a position. Push your leg towards the floor. Catch the knee. Slightly bend backward. And release. Again. Let's do. All of you stand up. Catch your knee. Knee straight. Slightly bend forward. Release. Fantastic. One more try. Catch your knee. Raise your leg. Raise your hand. Slightly bend backward. Release. Fantastic. Almost I could see almost 80% of you can 80% of the all the practitioners can do the some extent of the asana. Now, what you need to do is you can able to go to the posture. Of course, not 100% posture. That's a goal. Now, what we learn is up to some extent, let's say 40, 50, 60%. I request each and every one of you give it a try for a few times, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow. The moment, the moment when a fraction of seconds you can be able to stay in the final posture. Take any one of your friends' assistants or your family members' assistants, click a short video or a photo, share in our group so that it motivates each and every one of us. Let me quickly do the same asana by demonstrating. We have to fold the leg, catch the leg from the outside at the knee area. We have to adapt chin mudra, keep knee straight, slightly slowly bend backward and release. Yeah, fantastic, right? So thank you so much. Let's get back. Okay, so happy to see all of you trying to do the asana. And, you are giving your 100%. I am very much happy. I am so happy, so grateful for your wonderful active participation. Whoever is possible, try to consider by doing this a simple asana. It's in a optional asana chart in like balancing. You don't need to do 100% of the asana. Try to do some extent, even if you can able to slightly bend a little bit back. Capture that wonderful moment. Share with us. Okay. I'll be waiting eagerly for your wonderful photos. With this, I like to give thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you to all the organizers who made these things possible. Thank you for inviting us. Let's give thanks. So I am going to spell Shanti Patha. You may just listen. If you know, you can also chant along. Sarvesham swastirbhavatu. सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ Thank you everyone. Over to Jairam Thakurji, Swati and Sudhakar. Thank you.
Yes, Sudhakarji.
Yes, sir. Shanti part has also been taken care by Coach
Yes.
Raghavendra ji.
Good.
I guess we are all clear to go, good to go, unless
Yes.
any new questions or doubts among the people. I guess everything has been very much normal. Is it okay? We let Coach Raghavendra ji to go. Anybody having any objections? Any doubts,
Yeah.
questions?
I will be available for a few more minutes. If anyone have a questions, I'm really happy to share. Otherwise, we'll take leave for the day.
Veena,
Okay, before you close
Veena,
up,
please go ahead. Veena has raised the
I
question.
just wanted to know the name of the asana what he taught us today.
First one is Vrukshasana. Second one is
That I know. The second one.
Hastanka Lasyasana.
Astankala.
Hastanka Lasyasana.
Is it part of the 250 asanas?
Yes, it's in optional asana chart. It's in
Okay.
optional asana chart. Backward bending, standing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah, with the permission of all my other participants, I would like to raise a very simple question. Mounting and dismounting are very
Yes, sir.
important aspects of our traditional yoga competition.
Yes.
Now, the way you say that each evaluator judge is going to take care of the sequence of the asanas, order of performance and categories, does it mean he is also responsible for the mounting and dismounting procedures lapses, or is it a difficulty judge who will take care of it?
Difficulty judge is going to take care of the this mounting and dismounting marks. The evaluator only sees whether this particular sequence is in order or sequence change. That's it.
Oh, great. Thank you. That clarifies.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anybody else? Only couple of minutes left.
yes, half a minute for me.
Yes, sir.
Go
30
ahead, sir.
seconds.
Go ahead, sir.
Number one, today, because of quorum, things has been little delayed. And after delaying some more time we have taken, I suggest now before quorum completed, all tune-up and coordination is suggestion to complete. And for the quorum, because of festival, maybe quorum may get late. So we have to fix the time. After 5 minutes, 9 and 5 minutes, yes, East African time, 9 and 5 minutes or 9 and 10 minutes we decide. So that at whatever quorum we have to start. 2 suggestions.
Suggestions noted, sir. Today's confusion was that coach logged into in 2 windows. That was a little confusing. Anyway, now that we are more used to it.
Now it is okay.
Yeah.
And also we will tell Swati ji also to speak like what you are telling me. You will tell her also to speak. You are telling, but what I understood today is some information she is not having, but we are all transparent and we have all information. This program is in what fashion we started, and is only the festival point today new has come. Tomorrow, before starting the session, we will conclude, or in between we will have a conference call and we will finalize.
Okay,
That
fine,
is the
sir.
point.
It's already late by India time, so we don't take much more time
Yeah.
of you. Raghavendra ji, thank you very much on behalf of all the
me.
participants and
I'm
organizers.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I think I am only the Indian. I'm sorry, sir. You are in Africa, but I have no problem. I'm prepared to sacrifice. If this all majority wish to talk, continue and decide, I'm okay. I'm okay. I have forgotten the late time till this our training session is over, till 15th of this month.
We are meeting by the same time tomorrow. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Take care. Good night.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.